Hello guys, welcome to Nita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today we are going to be learning how to make a draped beaded peplum skirt. And literally we are shooting 3 birds with 1 stone because it's going to be draped and peplum and beaded. So to start with, we are going to need a scissor and a tape measure. So this is optional. If you want any beads or pearls that you have, you'll need those, and a needle. This is my needle, and I'm going to be working with a 6mm hook. All right, so if you're having a 5.5mm hook, that will work as well. And I'm going to be working with bobbin 100% acrylic, and it is chunky, so it is 100 grams, because in my other tutorials I was usually using 50 grams. This is 100 grams, and this is it. So let's get started. We are going to start off with a knot like this. I'm going to get my hook and insert it into the loop. First of all, if you're making for size small, I am specifically making for size medium. If you're making for size small, you're going to chain 30, or literally you can just work with your tape measure. I am going to chain 40 because I'm making size medium. If you're making large, you can go all the way to 50, 60, like the biggest you want. All right, and literally I am just making 2 halves of the skirt. So the one half is going to be the right piece and the other half is going to be the left piece, and later we shall get them together. So the 40 chains are more like to work my first left piece. All right, so you're going to chain 40. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40. To start off with my row, I am going to chain 2 more, and I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the 3rd chain stitch from the hook, and work a half double crochet. And I'm going to keep working 1 half double crochet into every chain stitch until I get to the end of the chains. So you all should work your first half double crochet until the end of the row. You really forgive me about the noise in the background. For as long as you can hear me and follow what I'm trying to say, you can take the noise in. So work your first row, and let me get back after you have finished your first row of half double crochet. So I have come to the end of my first row of half double crochet, and I'm going to chain 2 like this and turn my work and work my next row. It's also going to be just the same, 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the end of this row. So I just want you to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch for 4 rows in total. So if we have 1 and this was our second, we have 2 to go. So just work for a total of 4 rows of half double crochet, and then when I come back, we can start making the increase. I have come to the end of my 4 rows. This is what I have. So now we are going to start making an increase. First of all, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Like I was saying, you all have to have a total of 40 or 30, whichever, given what you started with. So you're going to divide what you have by 2. So for me it is 40. So when I divide it by 2, I have 20. That means I am going to start making an increase in the 20th stitch because that is my middle. So to start with, I'm going to start working 1 half double crochet into every row, into every stitch, as I count. 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19, 20. So in the 20th stitch I am going to work 2 half double crochets. So this is my second half double crochet in the same stitch. All right, so this is my first increase. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the end of the row. And once you're at the end of the row, I'm going to show you how to work the next row. I've come to the end of my row, and here I am going to chain 2 and turn my work. So as I usually tell you, when you're making an increase for either skirt or short, you have to make 2 rows of an increase and 2 normal rows. In that series, 2 rows of an increase, 2 normal rows, 2 rows of an increase. Even the decrease, you have to make 2 rows of a decrease and 2 normal rows. So we are going to work our second row of an increase, and we are going to start with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until we get to the stitch in which we worked our first increase. All right, and there we are going to work the second increment. So by now it should be more than 20 stitches because we already made an increase. Okay, so we want to make our second increase, and it's right here that we made an increase. So once you are okay, it's right here, sorry. So this is where we made an increase, like you can see. So in the middle right here of the 2 stitches that we made in the very same stitch of the other previous row, we are going to work 2 stitches again, 2 half double crochet stitches. So we have 2 half double crochet into the same stitch, and now we are going to continue with 1 half double crochet until we get to the end of the row. So let me meet you after you have come to the end of this row. Once at the end of your row, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work like this. Now that we have 2 rows of an increase, we are going to work 2 normal rows. And just to start you off, we are going to start by making a half double crochet into the very first stitch, and we continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch until the end. And once at the end, you chain 2, turn your work, work the second normal row of half double crochet. And once you're finished with that, I'm going to meet you after your 2 rows. I am at the end of 2 rows of 2 normal rows of half double crochet, and I've chained 2 already and turned my work. So now I'm going to start my second increment, and right now I started with 40 half double crochets of the whole row, and I increased to 42. Right now I have 42 stitches on this very last row I have. So to divide 42 by 2 is you getting 21. So I'm going to count 21 half double crochets. So whichever number that you have, you could have like 52 and you have like 26 or something. So it is what you divide by 2 and you get the result, and the result is going to be your next middle stitch, like the middle of where you're going to make your next increase. So for me it is 21 because I have a total of 42, and in the 21st stitch is where I'm going to work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch. So let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20, and in the 21st stitch right here I am going to work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch, and I'm going to continue working 1 half double crochet until I get to the end of the row. So let me meet you guys after you're done with your row. This is me after having 1 half double crochet until the end of the row, and I'm going to chain 2, okay, and turn your work. So now you're going to work 1 half double crochet until you get to where you made an increase, and right there you're going to work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch, and you will go on with 1 half double crochet until the end of the row. And once you're there, that's where I'm going to meet you exactly. So once you have come to the end of your second row of increase, you are going to chain 2 and turn your work and work 2 normal rows like I have been telling you. So work your 2 normal rows, and I'll meet you after your 2 normal rows without increase. I'm at the end of my second normal row, and right now I want you guys to take on the next step yourselves, because now I've really elaborated what you have to do and what you have to follow. So in most cases, when I'm making skirts and when I'm working with increments, I usually increase thrice, all right? And so far we have increased twice. That was this first 2 rows of an increase and the second set of 2 rows of an increase. And right now I want you guys to take yourselves through the third set of an increase and then 2 normal rows. And after that, I will come back and tell you what to do. But basically, after you have that, we are just going to have normal rows of whatever length that you want. Personally, I'm going to be adding 24 rows after the 2 rows of an increase and 2 normal rows, and then now 24 normal rows, just to meet the length of skirt that you want. That will be the length of my skirt that I want. So you guys just follow that and take yourselves through. When I come back, I'll show you what to do next. So I have my rows complete. I made 24 rows after I made an increase from here. Around here is where I made an increase, where I last made an increase. So from there up to down here is 24 rows. So in total for this whole piece I have 37 rows, all right, in total from top to bottom. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to now work on the sides right here. So you see this is the top and this is the bottom. So on the sides is where I'm going to start working single crochets. And I'm just going to get my yarn and get my hook. Just find also you should take note of this being the outside, all right, and this is the inside. So I usually love my pieces to have the inside part on the outside. So for your first row of single crochet, it's going to be worked on the outside, and your final row should be on the inside. So you should keep track of that. So get your hook and just find a place where you can start your single crochets from, and yarn over, pull through your yarn. So just work 2 single crochets and start working 2 chains and start working 1 single crochet into that very stitch that is just right there where you started from. So you're going to start working 1 single crochet into every row of half double crochet. So every row that we see right here is going to have 1 single crochet on the sides. So this is the second and this is the third row. So we work a single crochet. Every row will have 1 single crochet. Okay, so we are going to work 1 single crochet until we get to the end. That's at the top of the skirt. So just do this until you get to the top. So once you get right here at the top, that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So I have come to the end of my first row of single crochet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 2 like I have done already, and turn my work and work the second row of single crochet. All right, so from the very first stitch you work 1 single crochet and just keep working 1 single crochet until you get to the end of this piece. So just work this and let me meet you at the end of working this. So I have finished working my 2 rows of single crochet, and this is how it has to look like. So I want you guys to also get over to this other side of the piece and work 2 single crochets like I've already done it. And once you have worked your single crochets on both sides of the skirt, the one piece of the skirt, you're going to now get back to step 1 the way I started it and make your second piece. just like this. Go through all this whole procedure and single crochets on the sides right here, and once you're done, I'm going to show you what to do. So guys, I have finished working my second piece, and this is it. I have also finished working my 2 rows of single crochet on both sides right here. So this is my left piece and this is my right piece, as you can see. So now what I am going to do is I am going to join the two together so I can now have a skirt. All right, so I am going to get, as you can see, this should be the inside and this should be the outside, but like I told you, I love having my outside on top because for me it works better for me. So this is my outside right now, so I am going to stitch this together using single crochet, and I will have to do that from the inside, what I call my inside. So I have put these two together like this, and I'm going to get my hook, like you can see, and start stitching this together. So I'm going to work single crochets to stitch this together like this. I hope you all can see. So I'll just work one single crochet to stitch them together like this, and I'm going to do this until I get to the end of the row, that's at the top where it all ends. So I want you guys to all do the same, stitch them together with single crochets until you get to the top of the skirt, and when there you will cut your yarn off and do the same for the other side as well. So you see, so continue all the way up here and also get to this other side and stitch this together as well so that we have a skirt made. So now I have my skirt together, like you can see. This is the waistline and this is all the way to the bottom, and this is the behind piece. Okay, so now we are going to start working our peplum part, and from right here where we stopped, this is where I stopped when I joined. So you're just going to chain 2, okay, and now you're going to start working one single crochet all the way round. All right, so from this very first stitch right here, you just make your way into it. You're going to work one single crochet and keep working one single crochet into every stitch. One single crochet, so you just work one single crochet all the way around until you're back to this point. Then I can show you what to do next. So I am going to slip stitch to end the row like that, and I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. Now to start the peplum is we are going to work 1/2 double crochet in this very first stitch right here, and continue working 1/2 double crochet, those are 2, and 1/2 double crochet, those are 3, and then 1/2 double crochet, those are 4. So now in the 5th we are going to work 2 double crochets. Okay, so again we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the 5th it is 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch. So we count again 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th we put 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th we put 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So just go on doing that until you get to the end of the row, and that is right here. When you get right back here, you're going to slip stitch and end the row so I can show you what to do next. So I have stopped at 5 rows, like you can see, because I figured if I add more rows to make it like 7 or 8, it's going to be longer, which I don't want. So I have 5 of them, and I'm going to cut my yarn from here. Sorry. And just secure this like this. I'll have this disappear within later on. So what you're going to do next is you are going to get up here to the waist. Okay, and just turn this so you start from the back, and you're just going to find a stitch where you can get started from. This is where I'm going to get started from. So you're going to yarn over and pull through your yarn, chain 2, and start working 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. So literally this is more like just to make our waistline. So work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get back to where you have started your row from, and slip stitch, and then cut your yarn off so I can show you what to do next. So just do that, work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end, and cut your yarn. Then when I come back, I show you what to do next. So once you have your double crochets ready for the waistline, what you're going to do is you're going to get your yarn, make a knot, and start working chains, whichever number of chains that you believe is enough to do the draping from here up to down, and also on the left side. So it should be long enough, but not too long. But as well, you can make a long one and later make it shorter as you wish. So just make this these chains and make a string so that we can now start the draping before we can put the beads onto the skirt. So just do this, and let me meet you after you have your string ready. So I have my string ready, and I advise you make 2 of them. So this is 1, and now I'm going to start the draping. So I'm going to get my string from the back of from the inside of the skirt, and right below the double crochet stitches that I made, right here is where I'm going to get this string to pass through, right? And I also get this other end of the string to pass through this other side. So literally I am going to pass this thread into the second row of the single crochets that we made. So of the left piece, it is the second row of the single crochets we made, and of the right piece, it is the second row of the single crochets we made. So I'm just going to pull this so it is the same length. So to make this a little bit faster, because if I work it with my hand, it's going to slow me down. So I'll just get my needle and the end of the string and insert it through the needle hole like that. So now I am going to start moving this string stitch by stitch. So into that and into that and back up and into that and then back up and then into that stitch and again back up, and I'll pull it. Okay, seems to be stuck somewhere. I just pull it a little more. So I have my string passing through complete on both sides. So now to drop is you're going to just hold the end of your strings right here and pull them. You like pull the string while you push back the skirt, right? Like that. So now you will just try to get these rows distributed evenly, like that. So don't pull it so much because it will get shorter unless you want it shorter than what you plan to make. But literally that is how it has to look like. Just have to spread them out evenly. So this is what I have. I said I'm not dropping my behind because I want it to be in position to cover the bum very well and not look like it is like pulling up. So right here where I feel I am very comfortable with the result, I'll just make a knot to secure this design together and just make another knot to secure it together, and I'll get my hook right here and pull this inside, okay, like this and like that. So now here you can cut them off if you choose and just remain with something very short, like super short, because we don't want it to be like passing through. Now I am going to get, now this should be the last, more like the last step to get your skirt complete. I am just going to get some thread, smaller thread, because now I'm just going to start hand sewing. I'm going to get it into my needle. Like that. And once I have that ready, I'm going to cut the end and tie this off, make a knot. So this is optional. If you want, you can do it. If you don't want, you can leave that out. So I'm now going to start hand sewing my beads on, and my very first bead is going to be right here. So from the inside I'll get my needle through. Sorry. Okay. I'll get my needle through and get it through the bead, get it right back in, and then just do that the very second time so you are very sure that it is really well sewn on and it's not going to be like moving. Sorry about the noise. So you have your first bead on and you'll get to the inside and cut these and make a knot to secure it like that. And just the third time, and then cut these strings off so it looks neat. So as you can see, I have put my first bead on, and I'm going to request you all to start now placing your beads on. I don't know how many you want onto your skirt, So you just place them on until right here where our draping stopped. It is right here where the draping stopped, because I don't want any beads on the peplum design. I just want them right here on the draping. So just do that, and when you're done with that, I believe that will mark the end of my tutorial. Thank you for watching. Follow Nita Crochets on Instagram and Twitter for more of my tutorials. Subscribe and ring the bell. On Snapchat I am Chic Crochet, and Facebook Nita Crochets, Instagram Nita Crochets. So just follow through, and I'll keep you guys posted on which is going to be my next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.